Rafael Espinoza is returning to the ring to defend his WBO Featherweight title on Sunday, May 4th, on the undercard of Inoue versus Cardenas. He'll defend against Edward Vazquez, who has fought a couple of world champions and has been denied. Will the third time be a charm for Vazquez? Let's talk about it. When Rafael Espinoza steps into the ring against Edward Vazquez Sunday, May 4th on the undercard of Monster Inoue versus Ramon Cardenas, it'll be his second title defense, actually his third title defense of the WBO Featherweight title. Espinoza has been quite a challenge for featherweights because of his height and his reach. When he won the title in December of 2023 against Robeisy Ramirez, after being downed and got up to win the title, it gave him a reassurance of his value and his confidence in his abilities, and he hasn't looked back. When he steps into the ring against Vazquez, it's going to be a challenge of different sorts. His record presently is 26-0 with 22 KOs, as on the flip side, Vazquez is bringing his record of 17-2 with 4 KOs. His 2 losses coming to Ray Ford and also Joe Cordina. Both fights, they were split in majority decisions. In other words, the fights were close enough that he could have, with a swing round here or there, come out with the decision himself. And the style that he has, though he doesn't have a lot of KOs on his record, is a competitive style. He's hard to hit clean because he has great upper body movement, and he pursues his opponents, moving in and getting after them, but he throws his punches in combinations, and he knows how to cut off the ring. In other words, when Vazquez performs, he performs with a tenaciousness that you don't often see in fighters who try to be aggressive. Typically, guys want to land the big punch. He's not looking for the big punch. He's looking to be able to score and score clean with great punch placement. And he catches guys when they least expect it. He's got quick hands, so when he's moving, he'll shoot a shot, and next thing you know, he's following it up with a couple of combinations, which place him in a position to get favorable scoring. Sliding to the left, sliding to the right, cutting the ring when opponents are trying to circle around him. Now, when we talk about fighters like Espinoza, his height and reach present a tremendous problem for his opponents. Standing at 6'1" with a 74-inch reach, he's like a middleweight as far as his dimensions against his opponents. He's a pressuring fighter, willing to take a shot to move in after someone because he believes in his ability to wear you down psychologically, like he did Robeisy Ramirez in both fights. The second fight, it was a tremendous mental pressure for Robeisy, who had thrown a couple of his best shots, but he gave up and he gave in to Espinoza. It was interesting because when you think about Robeisy, he's a puncher, and punchers always have a chance, but he just didn't have the confidence. and he submitted. I don't think that Edward Vazquez is that type of guy. Hailing from Texas, he is going to give as good as he gets. Now, he may find the difficulty in that height and reach, and that's the one thing, because at 5'7" and only a 65-inch reach, that's a huge deficit to try to overcome. But if anyone can do it and put themselves in the midst of a fight, it would be Edward Vazquez. The way that he moves, it's hard to time that upper body movement, but if he can get shots off, that will be to his advantage. And he throws a good overhand right, which can catch a fighter like Vazquez, like Espinoza, because Espinoza is always looking to pressure. And he, like I said, will take a shot to give a shot in return. This is somewhat almost like looking at Sebastian Fundora at 154, facing all of the other junior middles, and he stands a foot taller than them, or even a foot and a few inches more. So what we have here is a Mutt and Jeff matchup between Rafael Espinoza and Edward Vazquez. The two of them are going to mix it up. It should be exciting while it lasts. The advantages that you will see that Espinoza has naturally may not be fully advantageous if Vazquez shows the spirit of fight that he has been known to show before. And as I said, his experience is a little more vast, no pun intended, because of who he's been in the ring with. Raymond Ford and Joe Cordina are no slouches, and those are very good fighters. So, and he fought with them as close as can be. So the consideration should be there when thinking about him having an opportunity toward victory. Yes, Rafael should be the favorite, but do not be surprised if this fight is tougher for him than even the original fight between he and Robeisy Ramirez, because Edward Vazquez's abilities are a bit different, and it could prove to be somewhat unorthodox for the plodding Espinoza. And if he underestimates his opponent, again, that will be something that will favor Edward Vazquez. But what do you think? This is Stormy B-Man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC and Liberated Perspective, a third eye view of the world. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Do you think Edward Vazquez has a chance, and will a third time be a charm? Leave comments and let's discuss. Peace to everyone out there, and everyone please remain safe.